If there's someone in your home who is 60 years or older, take a minute to think, how many times last week did they ask you the same question again? How many times did they repeat something that had just happened moments earlier? We often laugh these things off. Oh, that's just old age, everyone forgets. But what if some of these aren't just old age, but a quiet, hidden sign of mental decline? We rarely stop to think that the brain, too, can weaken silently, just like the heart or joints change with time. By the end of this video, you'll know the 7 silent signs that point toward dementia, and one of these signs is something 99% of people don't even consider part of dementia, even though doctors and neurologists keep saying it's actually the earliest and most important sign. I'll tell you that final sign right at the very end, so make sure you watch the whole video, because it's possible this is happening in your own home and you simply haven't noticed, since in love we often notice changes in the people closest to us last of all. This video is especially for anyone who has an elder at home, whether it's your father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, or anyone close to you who has crossed 60. And if you yourself are around that age, this information matters just as much for you, because understanding yourself is no less important than understanding your loved ones. And this video isn't a substitute for diagnosis. But what I'm about to share with you is based on what neurologists and health organizations around the world repeat again and again. I'm just trying to bring it to you in simple, everyday language, without any complicated words. And if I could tell you just one thing right now, it would be this: never ignore these signs. Why that matters, I'll explain fully by the end, and you'll understand for yourself why it's so important. Now picture a scene. It's evening tea time at home, everyone's sitting around talking, and mom asks for the third time, "Is today Tuesday or Wednesday?" Everyone smiles, someone cracks a light joke, and the moment passes. Maybe something like this has happened in your home too, something that seemed minor, but left a small nagging feeling somewhere in your heart. Then the moment passed, tea ended as usual, and everyone went back to their own tasks. Moments like these pile up over months, one by one, until someone connects the dots. Most people think, it's just age, everyone forgets, and that's true to some extent. Forgetting a name once in a while, or misplacing your keys, is completely normal, nothing to worry about. But the difference begins when this forgetfulness isn't occasional anymore, when it starts happening again and again, making daily life difficult, and the same question, the same thing, gets repeated over and over. This is exactly the line where normal aging and a silent sign of dementia separate from each other, and sadly, most families don't recognize this line until it's too late. Let me now walk you through these 7 signs one by one, in detail, so that next time you sit with your elders, you can recognize these things in time. The first sign is asking the same question repeatedly, or forgetting something just told to you. Like someone asking about their appointment time 10 times, or being told something just yesterday and not remembering it at all, as if they never heard it. This isn't just forgetting a little, it's forgetting things that just happened, moments ago, that never seem to settle in the mind. Sometimes they even forget they just asked the same question, and hearing the same answer again feels like they're hearing it for the first time. If this happens once in a while, there's nothing to worry about, but if it becomes a pattern, every week or every day, this could be the first silent sign. Think about it. Do you remember the last time your elders repeated the same thing 3 times or more? The second sign is suddenly struggling with familiar, everyday tasks. Like an aunt who has cooked the same recipe for 30 years suddenly getting confused by it, or forgetting to add an essential ingredient. Or someone who always managed their own bills and accounts suddenly getting confused by numbers, or struggling with everyday things like the TV remote or microwave. For a shopkeeper who's kept his own accounts for years, suddenly giving a customer the wrong change back, or even getting confused with a prayer routine known by heart for a lifetime, can happen too. This isn't just struggling with new gadgets, it's difficulty with tasks this person has done easily, without thinking, for years. Families often brush this off too, saying they're just a bit tired today. The third sign is confusion about time and place. losing track of the day, date, or month, or getting briefly confused even in a familiar place, like their own street or neighborhood, about where they are or which way to go. Forget the outdoors, this can happen even inside their own home, like suddenly not remembering which way they came from the kitchen, or whether it's morning or evening, or whether they've eaten or not. Sometimes a fixed appointment or a wedding date is repeatedly remembered wrong, or the way back from a nearby park is briefly forgotten. We've now covered 3 signs: repeated forgetting, sudden difficulty with everyday tasks, and confusion about time and place. Think about it, has any of these 3 things ever happened in your home? If so, don't worry, hear the whole thing first, because what I'm about to tell you now is the real twist. These are the signs most people don't even realize are connected to dementia, and that's exactly why they get overlooked the most. The 4th sign is struggling to find the right words while speaking. Like someone repeatedly forgetting the name of something and calling it that thing, that one, or losing their train of thought mid-sentence and not remembering what they were saying. Some new research also shows it's not just memory, mental focus, meaning attention, is affected too. That means the ability to concentrate can weaken as well, like having unusual difficulty finding something in a cluttered or busy room, or doing 2 things at once, like talking while walking, feeling much harder than before. Sometimes the same story or incident gets repeated 2 or 3 times in a single sitting, without any memory of having just told it. This sign, too, often gets dismissed as not paying attention, not listening, when the real reason might be something else. The 5th sign is putting things in strange places and being unable to find them again. Like putting the keys in the fridge, or leaving glasses inside a cupboard and forgetting about them. Now this can happen to anyone, but the difference is that a normal person can easily retrace their steps and find the item. When this is a sign of dementia, the person simply can't recall their steps back, and sometimes, out of fear, they even accuse others, saying, "Someone stole my thing." This sounds strange to hear, but this fear, not malice, is part of this sign, and families should respond with understanding rather than anger. Sometimes putting away important documents or jewelry somewhere safe and then forgetting it yourself is part of this too, and this isn't just a one-off, it happens again and again. The 6th sign is weakened decision-making ability. Like suddenly trusting an unknown phone call and handing over money, or abandoning personal hygiene and grooming habits that were always part of their routine. Mismanaging money, or suddenly being careless about everyday important matters, all of this is part of this sign. Wearing clothes unsuited to the weather, like light clothing in cold weather, or leaving the stove on, neglecting small safety matters, this is included too. This is especially painful to watch when the person has always been sensible and responsible, and families are left wondering what suddenly happened to them. At such times, instead of scolding or embarrassing them, gentle guidance and keeping an eye on their decisions helps far more. Here's an important thing to understand. According to the World Health Organization, as of 2021 alone, around 57 million people worldwide were living with dementia, and more than 60% of them live in what are called low and middle-income countries, including our own South Asian region. Research also shows that the elderly population is growing fastest in this very part of Asia, meaning this issue isn't far from our homes, it's quite close. Consider this: a new case of dementia emerges somewhere in the world every 3 seconds. Many people avoid going to the doctor simply out of fear of bad news, but think about it, if it's caught in time, the doctor can start treatment, the family can plan ahead, and often, just by changing lifestyle habits, like getting enough sleep, increasing physical activity, staying socially connected, the progression of the disease can be slowed considerably. Some research also says that mental activity, good sleep, and staying socially connected can delay symptoms by several years, meaning even small daily habits can make a big difference. Early recognition should be a reason for hope, not fear. And now, the 7th sign, which I teased at the start. Most people think dementia only means forgetfulness, but doctors keep saying that changes in mood and personality, and withdrawing from people and social gatherings, is just as big, and often, an even earlier sign. Like a cheerful, easygoing person suddenly becoming irritable, growing suspicious over small things, or giving up a hobby, a get-together with friends, or card games they've enjoyed for years. Families often dismiss this as just mood swings or they've just gotten cranky in old age, exactly the way we laughed off that Tuesday or Wednesday question at the start. This is the most silent and most overlooked sign of all, because it doesn't seem directly related to memory, and that's exactly why people are slowest to catch it. Often this changing mood looks like depression or anxiety, and treatment starts in that direction too, when the real root cause is actually a change in the brain. Remember what I said at the start, and I'll say it again now: never ignore these signs. If any of these 7 signs keeps showing up repeatedly and starts making daily life difficult, don't laugh it off. Seeing a doctor is the wise and sensible step. Many people have told me, "I wish we had noticed sooner," and it was that one sentence that made me want to make this video, so that no other family has to live with the same regret so many others already have. This isn't meant to scare anyone, it's a small step that can make a huge difference down the road. Now, do a small thing in the comments below, just write a number, 1 to 7, for whichever sign resonated with you the most in your own home. This will get other people thinking about their elders too, and maybe one comment could help one family catch something in time. You're not alone in thinking about this, many people carry this same question in their hearts, they just never say it out loud. If you found this information useful, please like the video and share it with anyone who has an elder at home, and if this is your first time on this channel, join us so this kind of important information keeps reaching you directly. In the next video, we'll talk about what you should write down before a doctor's visit, so the checkup can be easier and more productive. Remember, recognizing the signs of dementia in time isn't weakness, it's one of the greatest gifts you can give the people you love. Take care of yourself, take care of your elders, and see you in the next video.